Hi everyone, thank you for your participation in this webinar. During this webinar, we will present how to locate and measure across a single network and on a single platform. For your information, the webinar should last approximately 45 minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask them via the question box on the right. The speakers will answer them at the end. A recording will be available after the event. This webinar will be presented by Oliver Halsby from ELA Innovation, Eden Suir from WirePass, and Tan Nguyen from Akensys. We will start by focusing on the Wirepas Mesh technology and more precisely how it works. Then we will present ELA's beacon and sensors, and we will conclude with a live demo of Myot Platform. We hope that this agenda will allow you to understand the solution in its entirety, from the technology infrastructure through the hardware to finish with the most visible part, the software. Now I leave the floor to Eden from WirePass.
Thank you, Lauren. So I'm Eden. I'm very happy to present this webinar with ELA and Akensys. Just to tell you a little bit about WirePass. So WirePass is a Finnish company, software editor, and our solution equipped over 3 million devices around the world. So this is thanks to the great versatility of our technology, but also to our growing ecosystem, including partners like ELA and Akensys. The company was founded in 2010, but the technology itself has been developed for over 20 years now, as it started as a university project. We are 55 people based around the world, so in 8 countries, mainly Europe, but we also cover the North Americas, the India, the Asia, and Oceania. So this allows us to accompany our partners all around the world. I'll now leave the floor to Oliver for ELA's presentation.
Good morning. My name is Oliver Halsby. I am the Sales Manager France for ELA Innovation. Who is ELA Innovation? ELA Innovation has been at the forefront of technology for connected devices for over 20 years. We are a company that is growing fast. We now have 31 people in the company, with over 500,000 units deployed since that time. We are, as I mentioned earlier, growing fast and with growth of over 250% in 6 years, and over 60% of our sales are international now. This growth, I think, comes in part by the fact that over 40% of our turnover is reinvested in R&D, and a strong percentage of our workforce focusing on research and development. A point that is important to mention as well is that we raised 2 million euros in 2017, which is helping strengthen our development. Sorry, just one other point. The 3 key aspects of our devices are that they are robust, that they have very long autonomy or battery life, and the ease of deployment. So these are the 3 factors which I think are the success of our company. Over now to Akensys.
Thank you, Oliver. Hi, I'm Tan Nguyen. I'm the founder of Akensys. So Akensys is a designer and integrator of software solutions. We are specialized in the supervision and optimization of IoT networks. We are based in Lyon, in France. We have developed a platform called Myot. This is a global platform that integrates multi-technology and multi-types of sensors. In Myot solutions, we have a mobile app called Myot Mobile, which is used to collect data and send it to the server. In addition to the Myot Mobile, we have the Myot Box, which is a specific gateway approved for the WirePass network, and which can read the mesh tags or Bluetooth tags indoor and outdoor, for example, in the truck. And for the sectors, we have many sectors of activity. We have indoor and outdoor location solutions for industry using the mesh technology of WirePass network. For logistics, we have equipment or temperature tracking solutions. For example, for the transport of vaccines in the medical environment. We also have solutions for the construction industry with equipment inventory or people counting. So Eden will now show you how the WirePass network works.
Yes, thank you, Tan. And just to give you a quick focus applications where the technology is used. So basically the technology was first used in the smart metering applications. So basically in the Scandinavian countries to cover large electrical smart meters, smart electricity meters. And then thanks to the growing ecosystem, we have developed some new applications like smart tracking, smart building, and smart factory, having in mind that the solution, the connectivity, can combine all these applications into one single network. So what do we offer? We offer a software, and purely software, called Wirepas Mesh. This can be embedded into any type of devices, being a luminaire, a tag, or anything that can embed the technology to create Wirepas Mesh network. We also develop some drivers and APIs that are open source to develop the interoperability of the solutions and create a simple gateway to connect the local network to a cloud or local server. And we also have developed some tools like the WirePass network tool and the positioning engine to do positioning or to monitor the WirePass network. So we have developed a complete solution on the software point of view because we believe that the choice of connectivity is very important when you talk about infrastructure or when you talk about scalability, for example. And this is very important because the choice you make for the connectivity will also have an impact on the future proof of the whole solution that you are deploying, whether it's only for asset tracking or smart building applications. So how does it work concretely? So in a WirePass mesh network, you only need devices. Even the gateways are just bridges between the local network and the cloud. So this means that having no routing table, you can achieve very big size of networks. Of course, the technology works for small networks, but this means that you can scale. And one of the great features of Wirepas Mesh is the decentralized operations. This means that all the intelligence is within each node or devices inside the network. And this is very important because with this type of feature, you can achieve the best performance on the overall network. And each device is being able to decide its role locally. You can decide also the topology of the network, which is very important, and I will explain you a little bit later. So talking about the network topology, we have two different network topology, whether it comes to asset tracking usage or sensing usage. In an asset tracking usage, which is a very particular topology of the network when it comes to WirePass Mesh, only the mobiles are non-router, and we use anchors to be routers and to be part of the infrastructure. In a typical sensing usage, you have no need of non-router because all devices are routers. This means that you don't need any separate infrastructure as all the devices are part of the infrastructure. All in all, this means that the solution is the easiest to deploy, commission, and maintain. Talking about the infrastructure, so here you have a combination of asset tracking and sensing infrastructure. The infrastructure is composed of anchors, which are part of the asset tracking solution, and other sensors that are supported. You also have, nope, sorry, I didn't finish. So you also have tags and beacons that are located only by the anchors, because these are fixed points used by the WirePass positioning engine. And you can see that all the data flows within the mesh network to the gateway and then are sent to the backend. So when we talk about the backend solution, we have an MQTT broker that centralized all the data and provide them to the backend, being two parts, the WirePass network tool backend and the positioning engine, and the Akensys platform. So the WirePass positioning engine compute the position when you want to do location, and the Akensys platform put everything into music for the end customer. Of course, all the backend are provided as a set of image dockers from WirePass. So this means that you can install everything onto one server and do on-premise solution for industrial or even hospital applications, for example. I'll now leave the floor to Oliver to tell you a little bit more about ELA.
Thank you. We think it was important for our clients really to understand the interaction between WirePass and ELA, because in many ways WirePass is the invisible back end and the firmware of the solution, as important as the devices or the front end. So now I have the pleasure to present the hardware part before Akensys presents the front end. Our mesh range is split into two groups of products. Firstly, the mobile elements used for asset tracking, and then secondly, the sensors which are used for the measuring of temperature and humidity, for example. On this image, you can see on the right-hand side, the blue anchor, which is the fixed part of the infrastructure and has an autonomy of approximately 15 years. It is easy to see, therefore, that the cost benefits of the system, devices that are very simple to deploy and have an autonomy of over 15 years. We also have, thank you, these products are used in many applications, and their usage here, in line with the image, is the localization of people and objects, as well as the inventory of systems used in the rail or aeronautical industries, to name but two. Both these two products offer, via the chosen management platform, the possibility to activate a LED or LED, sorry, or buzzer. In this way, the devices can be used in pick-to-light systems or simply to help locate pallets, trolleys in factories. In short, the information or command is sent to the Bluebuck Buzz plus mesh, which will then activate an LED or a buzzer. And these functionalities can also be used to warn workers if the devices are worn, either in the helmet or on the badge. The other part of the range that I mentioned earlier includes our sensors. In addition to transmitting its unique identifier, these devices also offer temperature, humidity, door opening using the mag. And if your project requires the integration of sensors not included in the range, then you can use the Bluebuck DI and its digital input to include the external data into the mesh network. And of course, the Bluebuck DO, or digital output, enables you to pilot external devices, such as a door opening device, into the mesh network. And a recent addition to the range is the Bluebuck AI mesh, AIs with analog input, and this enables the easy integration of pressure gauges, for example, into the solution. Other use cases pertinent to the mesh networks are the temperature tracking, for example, and the ability of the devices to automatically create a mesh network means that you don't need to ensure coverage of the whole site with a single gateway or numbers of gateways. The mesh network ensures the coverage and between the devices, and as we saw earlier, a number of devices, the gateway is simply the exit or input to the solution. I hope this has given you an overview of our hardware range, and we'd be delighted to answer any questions. I'll now pass over to Akensys for the presentation of the front-end platform.
Thanks, Oliver. Before going to the Myot platform, so quickly the 4 points that define our solution. It is economical because we are among the least expensive on the market. Then it is very easy to use. You have the possibility to manage your own customers in a white label. It is agile because it works in SaaS mode with multi-technology and multi-types of sensors. And finally, it is reliable because we have already installed Myot solutions for large companies such as SNCF, Schuko, or Vinci Construction. So now let me show you how the Myot platform works. Lorraine, can you let me share my screen, please?
Yes. It's okay?
Not yet. Okay. Okay, so welcome to the Myot platform. Here you can fully customize the login page with your own logo, the title, and the background image. You can click here to change the language. Okay, let's go. So the demo today concerns ELA innovation building. We have installed 30 anchors and above 40 mesh tags. We have location tags, temperature hygrometry tags, and magnetic tags. We also have some Bluetooth temperature tags. So the building has 3 levels, and on each level we have area. So what you can see here, the number of equipment on each area. Here you have the alerts, after of area alerts, open door, temperature alerts, and low battery alerts. On the left, you have the menu with your own logo. So let's go to the inventory. So each equipment has a name, a tags, values, last update time, category, location area, and group for alerts. For example, here you have an alert because the door is open. You have another alert here because the temperature is out of range. You have location tags, temperature tags, magnetic tags. Here you have the maps, Google Maps, and you have the floor plans of the building here. So if we click on a location tags, you have the details here, and you have its position on the map. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can click on another equipment. You can here search for equipment by the name or the serial number. You can filter on area, filter on category. For example, if I click to sensors, you have 15 equipment. So let's have a look at a temperature equipment. So what you can see here is the latest values of temperature of the equipment with its photo. You can access to the history of values by clicking here. So you are on the tracking page right here on the menu. So you can see the values. You can easily select another equipment, for example, this equipment positioning tags. So all the position here concern the same equipment. So you just click to see where the equipment was and when was. Okay. Here you can select a start date and end date. So I just refresh. So what you see here is all the positions on this period for this equipment. I just want to show you the map. Okay, let me zoom in here, satellite, and here. So you can see that Myot Platform can manage indoor and outdoor tracking. For example, the marker number 3 is here, and it was on this date. So let's have a look at the parameters. Here you can manage your networks of tags. Networks can be your sites or can be your customers. You can create users here. Each user can access to one or many of your networks. So a user has a role. You can click here on networks to let him access to the network, and you can put an expiry date here. Here you can manage alerts. You can create temperature alerts with a name, emails, telephones number, min value and max value, box and mobile. Your phone can be a reader of Bluetooth tags. So for example, here every 5 minutes, it will scan 10 seconds around for the tags around it and send the data to the server. We got the same parameters for MyTbox. So here, import and export data. Category here, you can manage your own category for your equipment. And here you can customize your Myot platform. You can change the logo of the platform. For example, this logo, WirePass. You can change the main color. For example, this color. You can change primary color here. For example, you can change the title of a login page. For example, WirePass Mesh IoT. You can change the logo. And you can change the background image, for example, this one. So we just save, and you have the result here with the logo, your colors on everywhere on the platform here. And then you have the login page here with your own logo and your own colors. So the demo is complete. So I'm giving back to Lorraine to deal with your question. Thank you.
Oliver?
Yes, sorry. As many of our clients would like or have in the past wanted to test these solutions, we have put together a starter kit with, as you can see, enough devices to be able to test the solution for a small scale. It is perhaps important to say that the choice of the PUC Buzz plus Mesh can be changed if you wanted to use other products for the devices. You can use these as well. This is just our standard indoor location pack. It gives you the opportunity to test the solution in your small workplace, and then it can be used to develop further. You also have 3 months access to the Myot platform, and we have a full team, our deployment team and support team are there to provide any technical assistance that's necessary. I'd be delighted to talk about this if this is of interest to any of you in the future. And this is certainly an excellent way to start using the technology and to test it in your own applications.
Thank you all for watching. Now let's have a look to the questions. We have a question about WirePass. How many devices can we get per gateway?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. So talking about the number of devices we can have on the gateways, it really depends, because you can have tens or thousands of devices attached to one gateway. What we will consider is the traffic that is supported by each gateway. We assume that the maximum traffic would be around 150 packet per second. So this is how you structure the network around the gateway.
Thank you. Question about ELA. How long does it take to implement, and what are the key factors of a successful implementation?
That's a very good question. I could say that it's as long as a piece of string, but typically the starter pack, the demonstration pack, has been developed and is put forward because it is very easy to deploy. The devices physically just need to be set up, and perhaps my colleagues can help add some points on that, but it can be set up very quickly. And in terms of usage, then this is certainly something that we can help with, but it is, underline, very easy to set up, and you get results very quickly. Perhaps from a WirePass perspective, are there any key success factors that you would mention?
Thank you. Question for ELA. How accurate the location tracking? Is it only based on RSSI, or are you implementing AOA? Can the anchor nodes also send Bluetooth beacons at the same time as managing the WirePass protocol?
I will take that question, Lorraine. I think it's more a question for WirePass. So the accuracy of WirePass, when we talk about location, would be between 3 to 5 or 10 meters, depending on the density of the anchors. I just want to clarify our value proposition on the asset tracking solutions, because we do not provide a solution that is accurate. I can see some questions, can we get less than 1 meter? I'm afraid not with WirePass. Our value proposition is really based on the infrastructure cost, which is very easy and very low cost to deploy, thanks to the battery operated devices. if we talk about it's, so it's mainly based on RSSI, and we don't have the roadmap to implement AOA, at least for the moment, because others are already doing it and they are doing it quite well. But we really focus on the RSSI measurement. And to answer the second part of the question, so the anchors nodes can also send Bluetooth beacons. Yes, this is possible. The anchors can send beacons into the mesh network. It is possible.
Thank you. Another question: how would the system work for asset tracking outdoor, harsh condition, weather, and range?
I would say. Oh, sorry, Oliver. Go ahead.
Go for it. So this is a question, more a question for you, I think.
Okay, so talking about outdoor, it would depend on the infrastructure that you would put outside. Of course, ELA has some devices that goes outside and are able to create an infrastructure to be able to localize. So I'm sure maybe Oliver, you can tell a few words about the anchors that you have for harsh condition.
Certainly, we have devices, the anchors, which are IP68, so fully robust and waterproof. And these are devices that have been designed for use in harsh conditions. We can perhaps go into more detail about the harsh conditions and how harsh they are, but we have, because of our clients have also asked us to do this, we've designed a product that can be used outdoors and which we believe is robust and has a strong autonomy, which will extend the capability of the solution outdoors.
Thank you. A question about Akensys. How does the pick-to-light function works?
Okay, so ELA tags has LED and buzzer, and you can send a command directly from the platform. You just select an equipment, and you have two buttons, one for the LED and one for the buzzer. So when you click on it, you can choose the timer. For example, you can send the blinking LED for 30 seconds, for example, directly on the platform.
Thank you. Question about WirePass. COVID-safe social distancing. Can asset pucks be configured to buzz alarm if 2 meters from another?
This is a good question, because we thought about using the technology to do this type of use case, but we figure that it would not be possible with the technology. So I'm not sure. At least with the WirePass technology, you will not be able to do that. But then you can maybe work on the application level to do this type of use case. But so far, we didn't have any partners that wanted to use the technology to do this type of use case.
Thank you. Question about ELA beacon. Do you sell any beacon with 0 or 1 button?
So I had a technological problem. I didn't hear the question. Could you repeat it, please?
Do you sell any beacon with 1 button? On off 1 button?
At the moment, this is not available. However, I invite you to send me an email, and I could provide further details of how we could answer this particular requirement. This is something that may well be available soon. You feel free to send me an email, oliver.halsby@ellainnovation.com. One point that I can add as well is for those who are interested in receiving further details of the kit, demonstration kit, please contact us by email, and we can come back to you with all the details of the kit and of course how to order it.
Thank you. Question for WirePass. What's the recommended density of the WirePass mesh network specs to get accuracy under 1 meter?
So basically, we recommend to have a density of around between 100 square meters and 300 square meters per anchors. But as I said, to get an accuracy of less than 1 meter, you will need to get another infrastructure. So this is something I can discuss with you if you like. Please feel free to send me an email and we can discuss this further. But just have in mind that, yeah, having an accuracy of less than 1 meter will be another type of infrastructure to put on the field.
Thank you.
One point I can add to that, from personal experience, having accuracy to under 1 meter is often something that is requested, but it in many ways is not necessarily practical, or perhaps useful. Again, it depends on the use case, and one of the reasons why we developed the buzz and the LED capability was to enable our clients to use the WirePass system to get to help the users to get to that last few meters accuracy. So there are very pragmatic ways to get to sub-meter accuracy, but it depends on the use case.
Thank you. Last question before close the webinar. How we can order a starter kit?
It's a very good question to finish with. I believe the easiest version answer would be simply to send an email to myself or to my colleagues, and we can then get the process rolling, and we can get the development kit out to you.
Thank you. Now we close the webinar. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye.